Welcome back to the show. We're going to continue to preview Preds Avalanche Game 4, which comes up at the top of the hour from the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. The Preds up 2-1 in the series, looking to go up 3-1 with Game 5 back here at Bridgestone Arena Friday night. Again, the start time for that game has been set. It's an 8:30 start, so mark that on your calendars for Game 5. Again, the Preds up 2-1 in the series. Colorado can really make things tight if they win tonight. And you're looking at a tied series, and it goes from a best-of-7 to a best-of-3. But we'll see what happens at the end of the night. We're going to hear from Preds goalie Pekka Rinne in just a second. But before we do that, sad news from the world of professional wrestling. Bruno Sammartino passed away today at the age of 82, one of the all-time great professional wrestlers. He was only the second WWE, then known as WWF, champion in that organization's history. He beat Nature Boy Buddy Rogers for the title, held that title for most of the 70s, was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame just a few years ago. Born in Italy, but came over to America and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Of course, I used to live in Pittsburgh, and I follow professional wrestling, and he was a guy that was a hero in the Steel City of Pittsburgh for many, many years. Again, one of the all-time greats, natural strongman, and just one of the all-time great personalities. Sold out Madison Square Garden on numerous occasions during his heyday and wrestled some of the greats, and really a guy that paved the way for the likes of superstar Billy Graham and Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and John Cena, and Triple H among the many greats. So we mourn the passing of Bruno Sammartino tonight, one of the all-time great professional wrestlers, passed away today at the age of 82. All right, back to hockey, and all eyes are going to be on the Predators' Vezina Trophy finalist, MVP candidate Pekka Rinne, coming off a subpar game Monday night in Game 3 against the Avalanche. He was pulled late in the second period. Number 35 will be looking to bounce back tonight.
I don't know. I think, as a team, we weren't there where we wanted to be, and I don't know if that was probably the biggest difference.
What about the crowd from home to here? The crowd.
They have a good crowd. It was fun playing in front of them, and of course, going to other teams' building, it's always different. And we really obviously love to play in front of our fans, but we've been very successful this year on the road and been able to kind of block that out. And but yeah, they have a really good crowd and fun crowd.
How do you know when you're in a game? How long does it take for you to go, I'm on it tonight?
Every game is different, and you make a couple saves and start building from there. But yeah.
Do you have any personal issues with getting pulled from a game, or is that just part of it?
No, not the first time and not the last time, and not at all. It's all about the team, and all about the team this time of the year, and not at all.
Is it easy to forget?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you want to bounce back and you want to have a good game, but yeah, at this time of the year when it's playoffs, it doesn't really matter what happened, game before. You always have a chance, in the next game. So, just looking forward tonight.
You mentioned the crowd. Do you hear them booing PK every time he touches the puck? You guys notice that?
Oh yeah, you hear that, but I think he's great with all that stuff, and he doesn't get rattled, and he takes it the right way.
How much does it mean to be nominated for the Vezina, to be up for it?
Of course, it's an honor. It's obviously a credit to my team. Playing with these guys, they make me look good, and. So I considered it, even though it's an individual award, it's obviously couldn't do it without my teammates. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Thanks, sir.
Preds goalie Pekka Rinne meeting with the media this morning after the team's pre-morning skate. Pre-game skate, I should say, this morning, getting ready for Game 4 against the Avalanche. Of course, he'll be looking to bounce back. And another factor in tonight's game has to be the subsequent scoring lines for the Nashville Predators. Their top line, Ryan Johansson, Victor Arvidsson, and Philip Forsberg, has been outstanding so far in this series, but it's the other lines that probably need to pick things up a little bit more. Earlier today, center Colton Sissons meeting with the media to talk about that and a lot more.
How much can the momentum shift in a game like this either way?
Well, quite a bit. Obviously, it's quite a difference to be 2-2 or 3-1. So it's a huge point in the series. That goes without being said. Every game's huge, but this one has a big swing.
When you say big swing, extra pressure going into this?
We put all the pressure on ourselves in here, so it really makes no difference to us.
Start to be talking about a lot. I guess, is there a tell on the bench or on the ice in the first couple of minutes of the game where you can see as a team that you're starting the way that you want to?
Yeah, I think so. We all just focus on having a really solid first shift, getting every line out there right away, rolling 4 lines, and I think when we do that, we have confidence and energy moving forward from there.
You've seen over the course of the season, because the team scored the first goal in more games than not. I guess, what does that do when you're able to, regardless of what time it is, when you get that first goal in the game?
I mean, yeah, it's difficult for an opponent when you're behind the 8 ball and you're down in the game. It's challenging, and you have to work a lot harder, it seems. So whoever can get that first one wins a lot of hockey games, no doubt.
Can you talk a little bit about the physicality of the game? I know tensions were running pretty high in Game 3. Can we expect a lot of the same this game?
Yeah, I'd say so. Both teams have played pretty physical and really competitive, so I don't see that changing tonight at all.
Colton Sissons talking about the physicality of this series, and it's certainly ramped up as this series has gone on. You see that a lot in hockey series in the playoffs. Usually the first couple of games are a feeling out period, and after that the dislike for one another usually builds up and you get a lot more physical play. Again, PK Subban, the guy that's definitely going to be in the crosshairs tonight, you would think, for the Colorado Avalanche. But as we were talking with Justin Bradford about that last segment, PK's a guy that doesn't really mind all that attention, or, he pretty much likes being the bad guy, and he knows that's a big part of his role, to be the agitator and maybe sometimes the instigator. So we'll see how the physicality plays tonight. And we mentioned how well the Predators' first line is doing, and one of those keys, of course, is Filip Forsberg. Had the great game in Game 1, has been playing pretty steadily throughout this series. Obviously, Phil will need another big game tonight if the Preds are going to get that 3-1 series lead.
Like this, either way?
No, I mean, I think momentum is obviously one thing, but desperation is going to lead the way. In the end of the day, the team that plays the most spread is usually going to get the best result.
And you guys have played that way at certain times during the regular season, where maybe you've gone off a little bit but come back when you need to.
Yeah, we know how to respond, and obviously, yeah, tonight is a good way to do it.
What's made you guys so great, just bouncing back, kind of moving on from?
Well, I think we've just been building that belief in ourselves that we can really, come back from anything. I mean, obviously, last game was a tough one for us, but at the same time, we knew we weren't going to go 16-0. We were going to lose a game throughout this playoffs, and obviously, we're just looking to bounce back tonight.
When you have a good start to a game, what are the characteristics that you notice outside of getting the game's first goal?
No, I think it's just everyone's ready to play. I think we were obviously slow in the start, and they came out flying, and yeah, you can't let that happen in the playoffs.
What needs to improve for other times?
I think we obviously just got to play harder. I think obviously Pex is the best goal in the world, but not even the best goal in the world is going to save everything if we leave him out to dry like that.
Are the Avalanche one of the fastest teams you've played this season?
Yeah, they're fast, especially that top line. They can fly a couple guys that can really skate, and yeah, we obviously gotta do a good job of that.
Filip Forsberg laying out his keys for tonight's game, and it's pretty simple for the Predators as I see it. They need to get off to a better start tonight. Obviously, it's been the Avalanche that's gotten the first goal in each of the previous 3 games. Games 1 and 2, on their first shot on goal, they scored. And then Monday night in Game 3, it was their second shot on goal where they scored. They can't afford to get behind early, because that's going to really give the Colorado Avalanche some confidence going forward. They're at home in front of their home fans. They got a little bit of mad on them after the Ryan Johansson hit and the PK Subban hit. Ryan Johansson hit, of course, in Game 1. PK Subban hit a couple of nights ago in Game 3. So they'll be looking to feed off of their home crowd, and the Preds can ill afford to get off to a slow start again. They got away with it in Games 1 and 2. They were not able to overcome it, obviously, in Game 3. So that'll be the difference between the Preds coming home up 3-1 or with a 2-2 series tie. Again, Game 5 Friday night, 8:30 at Bridgestone Arena. Game 6, if necessary, would be Sunday back in Denver. Game 7 would be the following Tuesday at Bridgestone Arena. So a lot for the Preds to think about tonight, as we're about a little over 15 minutes away from first face-off. Game 4 between the Preds and Avalanche, with the Preds, as we said, holding a 2-1 series lead. All right, we come back. We're going to visit with Joseph Newgarden, originally from Hendersonville, Tennessee, the 2017 IndyCar champion. Well, he was in town to promote this weekend's Grand Prix of Alabama, a big race going on in Birmingham. You're going to hear from the champ next as Sportsline continues on News Channel 5+.